Hello everyone, welcome back to the online lecture of EST subject. Guys, we have not met in the last week. Okay, so there is a gap of 1 week. So I have decided instead of moving further to the next topic, Unit 3, first take a revision of Unit 1 and 2. Guys, right now the current situation of Isalkaranji city is not so good. Corona COVID-19 has spreading fastly. So please be safe at home, keep social distancing. This is my social message for everyone. So guys, please take care of yourself and keep others also safe. So let's start with Unit 1. Now, what was the name of Unit 1? Do you remember? See, moving further is not a good. We have to remember what we have learned in the last lecture. So, the last chapter, the Unit 1 is on environment. Now, let's start with environment. What is environment? Yes, everything that is around us is called as environment. And how it is derived? It is derived from the word enviror, which means surround, enclose and encircle. So whatever is surrounding us, whether it is a living thing, non-living things, whether it is a human being, plants, animals, soil, water, each and everything which is present over this earth is a part of environment. Now, then we have seen what are the needs of, why there is a need of environment studies. The recent matter is of Corona. Then, why we need to save environment? Because environment protect us, so therefore we have to protect environment. Directly, indirectly we depend on environment, so that's why taking care of environment is mandatory, and for that we need special education. As being an educated people, we are totally dumb. Sometimes I feel illiterate or uneducated people are smarter than us, smarter than educated people. So protecting environment is mandatory for each and every one. So we should not, in future we won't face problem like this Corona. So please guys, take care of environment. Now then we have seen about segment of environment. What are the 4 segments of environment? Here in image you can see that hydrosphere, lithosphere, biosphere and atmosphere. What are these? As you can see in diagram in image, biosphere means it is shown near that plant. It means living things comes in biosphere. Lithosphere means it's a underground part that comes in, means rocks, stones that come, earth crust comes in lithosphere. Hydrosphere means blue color, means water. So water, everything in water comes in hydrosphere. And atmosphere, we know what is atmosphere. Now then we have learnt about environmental issues. Which are the environmental issues? Anyone remember? What is the current, or I can say what is the which is the problem that we are facing from last 5 years? So let's see what are they. So first problem that we are facing is greenhouse effect. What do you mean by greenhouse? The greenhouse effect is a problem caused by increase in quantities of gases. Which gases? Such as carbon dioxide in the air. And what does these gases do? These gases trap the heat from the sun and causes a gradual rise in the temperature of the Earth's atmosphere. That is only we call it as global warming. The rise in temperature because of these gases, carbon dioxide gases, there is a huge rise in temperature, which is not good for any living thing to survive. So that problem is called as global warming. Rising temperature is called as global warming, and because of whom it is happening, they are called as greenhouse effect. Then we have seen one more problem, that is climate change. Climate change means, first one district is having dry climate, hot climate, and after few years it has suddenly changed. There is a huge rainfall in that dry and hot region. So this is called as climate change. Climate change includes major changes in temperature, precipitation, or wind patterns, among other effects that occur over several decades or longer. Climate change refers to a change or changes in the usual weather condition found in a place or region. Example, many countries have experienced increases in rainfall, particularly in the countries situated in the mid to high latitudes. Means previously the climate was like this, and after few years, for the last few years, the climate is like this. It is called as climate change. Then acid rain. This is one of the problem that we are facing from many years. I think around 15 years. Okay, I heard about this problem when I was in 5th standard. Acid rain means any form of precipitation with acidic components such as sulfuric or nitric acid that fall to the ground from the atmosphere in wet or dry forms. This can include rain, snow, fog, hail, or even dust that is acidic. And the normal pH value of the rainwater should be 7. And due to acidic rainwater, the pH value decreases. When this acid gets mixed up with the rainwater, the pH value is reduced up to 3 to be called as acid rains. See, I have asked this in MCQ, and the answer is pH value gets decreases. Then ozone depletion. Ozone layer, you heard about ozone layer. Ozone layer means what? Actually, it's a layer between troposphere and atmosphere, which contains ozone gas, O3. Okay, and that gas is decreasing, and that's why directly ultraviolet rays are coming to the earth. And this gas, why it is decreases? Because of chlorofluorocarbon, which is present in refrigerator, air conditioning, in some of the electronic devices. Because of this chlorofluorocarbon, the ozone gas is decreasing from ozone layer. So that's why ultraviolet rays are coming directly to the earth, and these are very harmful for us, for our body. It may cause cancers. Then what is the solution for these all problems? There are the solution of 4R. 4R means recycle, reduce, recover, and reuse. Previously we know about only 3R, now it's a 4R. Reuse. We can reuse many things. Recycle. We can recycle many things like paper. See, for a single page of your notebook, we have to cut almost 40 trees. For a single page, I am saying. Then think about, for that many pages, that many notebooks, that many newspapers, how many trees we have to cut. So newspaper, the paper actually is recyclable. So recycle it. So there will be less cutting of trees. Reduce the use of plastic, which is again most of the harmful component for environment. Then recover means recover. If something we are using more and more, do something that so it will recover that. Now unit 2, you can see contents of unit 2. Guys, this is a lengthy chapter and definitely it will be for high weightage for exam. Then as you can see, these are the natural resources: forest resource, water resource, mineral resource, food, energy and land. Okay, you know forest. From forest, this is the actual main and the first resource from where we get n number of things. This is the most beneficial resource. Then water resource. The first one is beneficial and the second one, water, is a most important resource, as water is life. We can't survive without water even a single day, right? Then mineral resources. For mineral means it's a crystalline structure, luminous object which we obtain from earth crust. Then food. This is also one of the most important resource. To get energy for our body, we need food. And how do we get food? We get food from plants and animals. Then energy resources, renewable, non-renewable. And then land resources. Land resources for this one, what it is, for agriculture. Then soil is also one of the resource for agriculture. Land and soil both are depend on each other. Then we have seen about individually, actually we have seen individual causes of depletion of these natural resources, but here I have sum up with common reasons. What are the common causes of this depletion of these resources? The first main reason is what? Increased population, so increased demand of all these resources. As the population is increased, demand is also increased. And another second reason is industrialization. More industrialization need more resources, mineral resources, fuel I'm talking. Then improvements in technology. Because of improvements in technology, for this technology we depend on different sources. So that's why, that is also the reason for depletion of these resources. Then energy forms: conventional energy, non-conventional energy and cyclic energy. These are the three different energy sources. Non-renewable means which causes pollution, which is not available in huge amount in nature, which is easy to store. Non-renewable, which we didn't get again back, or even if we get, it will take hundreds of years. Example, soil. To get a 1 centimeter layer of soil, it takes hundreds of years. So they are called non-renewable. Non-renewable means fuel, gas, mineral resources. These all are non-renewable resources. Then renewable resources. Renewable resources, they don't cause pollution. They are not easy to store, and they are available in huge amount and in free of cost in nature. Example, solar energy, wind energy. Then what left? Cyclic energy resource. What do you mean by cyclic? I have not kept PPT of it. Cyclic means, example I have told you, that is water. Water is called a cyclic energy resource, as water, you know about water life cycle, so that's why it is called as cyclic resource. Then present global energy use and future demands. Everyone knows this energy is consumed in various forms like heat and electricity, and these are mostly in previous years. For this energy we depend on non-renewable sources. So over the years, due to rapid industrialization and population, the usage of this energy has been increased. So therefore less supply and increased demand of these resources had made us more and more aware and concerned for making use of renewable sources of energy such as solar and wind. See, we know that there is a less supply of non-renewable resources, so that makes us aware about we don't have much supply of this resource. Now what to do? Then we have started thinking about renewable sources like solar and wind. Now, energy conservation. As we know that conservation means preservation. See, we have a very less storage of non-renewable resources. That's why we have found alternative source for non-renewable. That is, what was the alternative for non-renewable? It's renewable, that is solar and wind. But you know the problem. Is it sun available for 24 hours? No, it is available only for daytime. Is it wind present all the time in force? I am talking in force. No. So, to deal with such situation, conservation concept has arrived. If I need energy from sun at night time, is it possible? No. So that's why energy conservation concept has developed. So first is solar energy principle. There are two techniques used to generate electricity using solar energy. The first one is called as solar thermal collector. Collector means collection of the solar energy. And its best example is flat plate solar collector, which is commonly known as water heater, solar water heater. Then second one is photovoltaic cells. What are these photovoltaic cells? Cells means battery, right? These are based on principles of semiconductor physics or photovoltaic effect. The devices are designed for use to convert the available sunlight into electrical energy. This type of conversion doesn't involve any chemical reactions or moving parts in the device. See, photovoltaic cells is based on photovoltaic effect, which converts sunlight into electrical energy without involving any chemical reaction or moving parts in the device. So cell means actually it's a battery, remember. And collector means again it's a one kind of device which collects, which preserves the solar energy in it. Then we have seen about wind power conservation. As the name suggests, wind power. So it will, the device which converts wind power into electricity is called as wind power conservation device. And there are two types in this: horizontal axis wind turbines and vertical axis wind turbines. Actually they are nothing but windmills which are used to generate electricity from wind. Then we have seen hydropower conservation. Hydro means water and power means energy. So the energy, the electric energy we obtain from water is called as hydropower energy. And for that we need to plant that hydropower plant, and it includes devices like penstock, water reservoir, surge tank. If you remember, penstock means it's a PVC pipe but with a large diameter to carry out this water from water reservoir to the tank. Surge tank means it's an alternative tank to hold water after conversion. It includes turbines also to operate generator. Then geothermal energy conservation. Geothermal means it's an energy obtained from earth crust. And the best source of geothermal energy is magma. From magma, it contains huge geothermal energy. Then we have studied about overuse of any natural resources. Definitely, if we use over any resource, what will happen? Suppose if we use forest, if we done overuse of forest, then what will happen? Forest overuse means it's deforestation. Deforestation leads to many problems like less rainwater fall, problems to the animals. As we have snatching homes of animals, definitely they will come in residential area, they will trouble us. If so, second, overuse of soil. Overuse of soil leads to soil erosion. Then overuse of mineral. Overuse of mineral leads to problems of next generation. They might would gain petrol and diesel for their vehicles, our future generation, right? So like this, we can guess what problems we can face if we use over of any resource. So this is all about your chapter 1, revision of chapter 1 and chapter 2. In next lecture we will start with chapter 3. So till then guys, tata, bye bye, take care, and please I request to be safe and keep others safe. Now the time is very alertive. We have to be very alert. Okay, don't take it lightly. Corona. Shh. Corona. Shh. So tata, bye bye, take care guys.